OD is back with another spooky and rather mysterious trailer. And as with every Kojima game, the questions as to what's truly happening never cease to intrigue the audience. In today's video, we'll be featuring 10 details you might have missed in the latest OD Knock trailer, uncovering hidden secrets, as well as potential connections to the first trailer. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. You're watching Python Selkin. The very first shot of the trailer shows a red door with no interior handle, highly suggesting that the character we are about to witness might be trapped in a certain location. In fact, one of the trailer's opening lines of text shows a redacted word, which seems to spell out the word trapped. And judging by what the sentence implies, there's a good chance that the redacted words might lead to the line, "and then they were trapped in a sinister ritual," which could explain the scenario we're about to witness in this trailer. While the game's actual setting, or perhaps the era in which it's set, remains a mystery, we might actually have an indication of when this particular sequence takes place, thanks to the thumbhole sleeves which the protagonist is wearing. These type of sleeves were created in 1994 and became wildly popular from the early 2000s, which could indicate that the game might be set from the 90s onwards. It's also worth noting that this type of clothing is commonly used as sportswear, which might shed more light on the protagonist's identity. Something which immediately caught our attention is what seems to be a sticker of an eye, found on the window behind the candles. The eye remains open throughout the lighting of the candles, but as soon as the head-shaped candle is melted, and it dissolves in what seems to be red candle wax, or blood-like liquid, the eye on the wall suddenly appears closed. However, as soon as the door is opened and the mysterious entity is about to enter the room, the eye opens once again, and reacts in fear by what it sees, which could indicate that whoever the eye could belong to, or whoever is giving life to this sticker, might also be afraid of what just entered the room. Two other eye stickers can also be seen in this same room, one on the wall next to the couch on the left, which appears to be closed, and another one here, close to the smaller couch with the mannequin-like figure on it, which appears to be open. As bizarre as these look, the purpose of these eye stickers remains to be seen, but knowing Kojima, there will definitely be more than meets the, eye. The candles and the surrounding ornaments seem to suggest these could be part of the ritual which one of the opening lines referred to, and it appears things take an interesting turn as soon as the protagonist lights up this baby-shaped candle. What's most noticeable are the cries of the baby heard from another room, who may be connected to whatever this candle represents. But that's not all. Soon after, she lights the baby-shaped candle and looks at the door, and ultimately looks back at the candles. What was once an empty larger candle gets filled with a number of worms, which appear to be affected upon lighting the head-shaped candle. And very much like the first trailer, we can also start hearing clicking sounds that could be coming from a Geiger counter, a device which is commonly used for detecting radiation. While this sound can be heard throughout the first trailer, in this trailer we only start hearing it after she lights the baby-shaped candle, and the mysterious entity appears to be heading towards the room. This carousel-like ornament seems to have numbers written on its figures, while the ones we can see are numbered 6, 1 and 2. These appear to be numbered in a clockwise manner, although the ornament itself starts rotating in an anti-clockwise manner. The matchbox which the protagonist uses has quite a strange design for its branding, mysteriously showing a plane along with the word "missing." Whether this relates to an actual event in the game's plot remains to be seen, but this should definitely be added to the long list of weird stuff happening in this game. As the mysterious entity enters the room and walks right behind her, strange marks start appearing on the protagonist's body, and upon closer inspection, these marks seem to be different faces of people, with some even making visible scars on her face. Despite the door being opened quite slowly, as we can clearly hear, a wind draft appears to affect the candles and the rest of the ornaments on the table as soon as the entity enters the room. And while the wind draft could be caused by the evidently large entity, it could also suggest a spiritual force of sorts, especially considering the nature of the rituals. very much reminiscent of the eyes on the stickers in the room. The face on the card that is dropped on the carpet at the start of the trailer also has numerous opened eyes on it, 7 to be exact, all forming part of a face of some kind. And what's intriguing is that there's also 7 lit candles on the table, which might imply a connection of sorts, especially considering there's an eye right next to these candles.
The hungry purple dinosaur ate the kind zingy fox, the jabbering crab, and the mad whale and started bending and quacking.
Now, one of the biggest questions from the first trailer was the meaning behind the words being spoken out by these characters, and in our previous analysis for OD, we elaborated on the fact that what these characters were saying was taken word by word from a phonetic pangram, which are sentences that run through different phonemes, and which are particularly helpful when it comes to motion capture. Apart from the phonetic pangram, the way the necks of these characters were shown was also reminiscent of 3D models in facial motion capture, which combined with the different emotional states they were shown in, seemed to suggest that motion capture technology could play an essential role in OD. And the new trailer seems to have leaned more towards our thoughts, with one of its opening lines, which directly mentions that the building was, with what could potentially be the word, replicated from a 3D scan, perfectly aligning with the characters' heads being shown as 3D models, and potentially being motion captured in the first trailer. From what Kojima has shown so far, OD seems to be rich in terror and mystery, and is set to be a promising horror game. In a way, it kind of feels like a sequel to a game we never got. Speaking of which, let's not forget, in the previous trailer, Kojima even hid the word Atami as letters in Udo Kier's mouth, which is a city located in the Shizuoka prefecture of Japan, with the kanji translation behind the name Shizuoka translating separately to the words silent and hill, which Kojima himself can be heard explaining during PT's time back in 2014.
静岡県っていう県エリアがあるんですけど、静岡と言われます。
So the thing is, when you say Silent Hill, when you translate directly to Japanese, it's Silent is Shizuka and Hill is Oka. Now there's a prefecture in Japan called Shizuoka, so gamers, it's kind of gamer slang in Japan to call Silent Hill Shizuoka.
In fact, the non-existent 7780S studio from PT was literally based on the 7,780 square kilometers of the area of the Shizuoka prefecture.
静岡県の面積と出ます。
So if you Google 7780, somewhere in the results you'll get the 7780 square meters is actually the area for that prefecture, Shizuoka.
はい、それだけですけど。
That's it. That's the meaning behind the name.
ここからバレるかなと思ったんですけど、誰もまだ気がついてないらしい。
Yeah, we kind of were thinking that people might get the hint from here and figure that was something else, but well, no one caught on that hint.
So much detail though. So remember when you first talked about Moby Dick Studios, you had like a little drawing what the logo's going to be, like Norway and everything, and it's like all thought out.
Yep, that's the level of detail you can expect when it comes to Kojima. Why Hideo is teasing a city in a prefecture best known for Silent Hill in a trailer for OD? Your guess is as good as ours. That said, we hope you enjoyed these 10 details from this haunting new trailer for OD. Which detail did you like most from this analysis? And is there something you discovered which you'd like to share with us? Let us know in the comment section down below. Meanwhile, for all things Hideo Kojima and gaming, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll be sure to return the favor with content you won't find anywhere else. Thank you all for watching, and until we meet again, Python and Selkin, out.